Good afternoon, everyone. So welcome back again to our class and to my YouTube channel. So for today's topic is about organizing the multi-grade classroom. So when we say multi-grade classroom or organizing, so dito lang muna tayo mag-focus sa organizing. So kapag sinabi nating organizing, ito ay arrange into a structured order or as a whole. Pwede rin naman na gumawa ng mga arrangements or preparations for an activity. So, pwede din ganon. So, kapag sinabi nating organize, alam naman natin sa sarili natin kung ano ang ibig sabihin nito. Okay, we proceed. When you have a wide range of age, ability, maturity, and interest among the class, it is very important that your classroom is highly organized and structured. Everyone needs to know where to find things, how to store things, where to sit for different activities, where to put completed work, and etc. So kapag sinabi nating organize as a multi-grade teacher or kapag meron na tayong multi-grade classroom, so dapat lahat ng mga bagay ay naka-organize. Kumbaga kung saan mo ilalagay itong mga iba't ibang gamit nila, yung mga nagagawa nilang mga activity, yung mga libro, yung mga quizzes, o kaya kung ano pa yung mga nais mong ipapagawa sa kanila. So, dapat ito ay naka-organize para naman at least makita nila ito at malaman nila kung saan ito na-display or saan ito na-store. Ganon. Then, the multi-grade classroom may look quite different to a traditional classroom. Instead of desks in lines all facing the chalkboard, you may see first desk organized into small groupings. So, ang kanilang mga chair o kaya yung mga desk nila na inuupuan nila, ito ay naka-organize ng small groupings. Hindi katulad ng dati, 'di ba, na minsan meron pa tayong lahat ng bata ay naka-face sa chalkboard. Parang naka-line up yung ganon. Pero dito sa multi-grade classroom, minsan kasi kailangan mo ng malaking space o kaya yung space for them to have an activity na komportable silang maggalaw-galaw, yung ganon. So, kaya, yung desk nila ay naka-organize into small groupings. Next, a space in the center of the room or perhaps some marked spaces around the room where groups can sit on the floor and work. So, yun nga, sabi ko, dapat merong space o kaya minsan, yung space ay nasa gitna. Kasi, yun yung ginagamit nila for groupings. Tapos minsan naman, nagsisit lang sila sa floor, parang naka-round sila lahat. So, ganun. Kapag meron silang mga ginagawa. So, kailangan talaga sa isang room, sa isang multi-grade ay may space. Pangatlo, workstations or learning centers where individuals and group may go to complete activities. This will be made by the teacher and could include math, writing, language centers, or focus on the theme being taught. So, workstation. Kapag sinabi nating workstation, kung saan pwede silang gumagawa ng kanilang mga activity. Kumbaga, kung sa English time, merong workstation ng English time. Pag math, meron din kung saan may ilalagay mo doon yung mga iba't iba na pwede nilang sagutan. And then, kung sa writing din, meron. Kung sa language, doon, may workstation din na sa language para meron din naman sila nakikita, di ba? Kahit iba't ibang language ang pwede mong ilagay. At syempre naman, pwede natin lagyan ito ng theme. Kung ano talaga yung nais nating iparating sa kanila, kung ano yung nais natin na ma-learn nila. Pang-apat, resources kept on shelves around the outside of the room, in boxes which are labeled to help the group identify what they need. So, yun nga. dapat yung mga kinakailangan nila, yung mga resources nila, dapat naka-organize talaga. O kaya yung mga box ay naka-labeled. Para pag sinabing kailangan ang sa math, so alam nila kung saan ito nakalagay. Kasi, na-organize mo na kung saan pwede nilang kunin, kung saan nila ito makikita. Panglima, boxes or folders for students' work to be kept in. So, lahat ng mga boxes or yung mga folders ng meron ng mga bata or yung mga ginagawa ng mga quizzes o ano-ano pa ba yung mga activity na ginagawa mo. So, dapat doon mo na ilagay yung iba't ibang folder or boxes. Then, panghuli ay ang plenty of examples of individual and group work on display. So, dapat, di ba, or mas nakikita natin palagi nga, nung kinder pa lang tayo, meron tayong nakikitang yung mga naka-display na mga board sa iba't ibang classroom natin, sa iba't ibang bahagi ng silid-aralan natin. So, pwede din marami tayong maibibigay ng mga examples. So, pero makikita nyo yan sa ating topic ngayon. So, meron akong may papakita ng mga iba't ibang examples. So, whatever the physical arrangement, multi-grade teachers need to be flexible in their approach and their classroom space may be reorganized often. So, dapat kung pwede nga kadalasan or palagian, pwede mo rin na iba't ibang organize yung mangyayari. Pwede naman doon naman sila sa kilid, lahat. Pwede din doon sa likod. Basta kayo na bahala, dapat magiging creative or magiging flexible tayo. Then, kailangan pag once a teacher or once a multi-grade teacher, dapat approachable ka din, flexible ka din na teachers. So, dito tayo ngayon sa General Guidelines for Classroom Organization. So, General Guidelines. So, first ay yung display areas. So, kailangan talaga yung display areas, no? Kasi, mababagot yung mga estudyante o yung mga bata kapag hindi maganda yung classroom mo. Walang ka-art-art. Walang ka-creative-creative. O basta hindi ka-aya-aya sa paningin, ganun. So, display areas decide which part of the classroom are appropriate for display of the students' work, charts, etc. Make the best use of the space available. It is not good idea to block the light by covering the windows with posters and paintings. Display boards of boards painted white are very useful. You can pin or staple work on them and change displays easily. So kapag sinabi nating display area, so, makikita na natin doon kung saan nilalagay ng teacher yung mga ginagawa natin, di ba? Maraming kung ano yung mga ginagawa ng mga bata. Pero dapat daw, hindi pwedeng mabablock yung window o kaya i-cover yung mga window. So, dapat alam mo kung saan pwede itong ilagay. So, dapat magiging creative ka, maging artistic kung paano mo ito gagawin. And of course, dapat din yung mga ginagawa ng mga bata natin, yung mga activity na ginagawa nila is pwede natin malagay sa display area or yung sa board. Para naman at least makita nila nga nandun yung mga ginagawa nila, mas ma-encourage pa silang magsipag, ganun. Some points to consider. First, the classroom environment should be interesting for the whole range of students in it. All students should feel it is their classroom. So, dapat ang classroom environment nila ay interesting for them. No? Kumbaga, pagpasok pa lang nila, ay, ito maganda. Parang feel ko, marami akong matutunan. Ganun. Kahit iba't iba yung range ng students and dapat din ma-feel talaga nila na sa kanila yung classroom na iyon. Pangalawa, students' work should be shown carefully and thoughtfully so they can see you value their efforts. So, dapat as a teacher din, marunong din, magiging truthful din tayo sa kanila. Parang, yung effort nila dapat nakikita natin. Dapat ini-encourage natin, magaling, ganyan, sige, pagbutihan mo pa, ganon, kailangan mo pang i-improve to, ganon. Kasi, syempre, mga bata lang sila. So, dapat mas mai-encourage pa natin sila lalo. Pangatlo, students can learn something from discussing with the teacher with work should be chosen for display. Pang-apat, ensure a balance of work is displayed, not just the best students' work. So dito, importante din to, no? Hindi lang yung mga best work na nagagawa ng estudyante natin yung ilalagay natin sa display area. Dapat magiging balanse tayo. Porket hindi ba maganda yung isa, hindi mo na pwedeng i-display kasi nga ganito, kaso ganan. So dapat magiging balance tayo para sa kanila. Para naman at least makita nila yung mga halaga nila, di ba? Yung mga nagagawa nila. Pang-anim or pang-lima. Students like to see their name on their work. It makes them feel proud. O diba? Kapag nakikita nila yung mga pangalan nila doon sa ginagawa nila sa display area, syempre, mapaproud sila sa sarili nila. Nagawa ko yan, ganyan. Ang galing ko. So, ganon. Yun yung mga importansya or important ng display area. Use displays to reinforce thematic work that you are working on in the classroom. So, reinforce thematic. Kapag sinabi natin reinforce thematic, pwede din yung mga theme, kumbaga. Iba't ibang theme, iba't ibang klase ng theme. Mga individual letters of the input word are replaced by clip arts, o kaya naman yung mga resemble letters and context. Para naman hindi magiging boring yung classroom. Panghuli, try to change displays regularly. It allows all students to have a chance at showing some of their work and increases motivation. So, minsan dapat or kadalasan dapat natin i-change yung display areas natin. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng yung ganitong pang-araw lang o yung ganitong week lang yung nakikita nila sa display. Pwede rin yung mga iba't iba pa nilang nagagawa. So, kaya maaari at kung maaari, pwedeng regularly natin i-change yung display area natin. Dito na tayo sa making good use of display board. So, nakikita niyo dyan, di ba? Alam ko naman meron kayong copy nito kasi naibigay ko na sa inyo. So, nandyan yung information displays, leaders in the Pacific, map of the Pacific. So, ganyan yung mga iba't ibang klaseng display. So, display board should be interesting, colorful, and eye-catching. So, yun yung mga display boards. Kasi kapag hindi naman siya eye-catching, parang ang boring din naman tingnan. So, dapat alam nyo na kung ano talaga yung gagawin nyo. Dapat nga na picture out mo na kung ano yung magiging classroom mo, 'di ba? Dun sa huli nating tinalakay. And then materials, map of the Pacific. So, meron din diyang art and craft display. So, yung mga art nila, mga craft nila na ginagawa, pwede rin diyan ilagay lahat para at least makita nila. So, kahit simple lang, basta at least makita nila ng mga estudyante mo. Ganun lang. Di naman kailangan super na maganda talaga. Then, getting to know grade 3 and 4. So, can you recognize everyone? So, nandyan, good morning. So, pwede din yung ganyan. Then, art and craft naman. Down in the deep blue sea. See? Then, other ways to display materials. Students' written work. Drawings or paintings can be hung on strings above their heads. This is also a good way of displaying a large print story for the whole class to read together. So yun, di ba? Meron naman silang nagagamit ng mga written works, drawings, or paintings. So pwede nila din makikita ito araw-araw. Pwede mo i-display ito. Pwede itong nakahang. So nasa sayo na yun kung paano mo gamitin. Pwede ka naman gumamit ng iba't ibang klase ng mga pantali, di ba? Para maihang mo. Meron nga dito. Diba? So, string can be both from the local store or fishing line works well too. You could make your own string from coconut fiber. So, meron nga dyan o iban, may hanger, di ba? Gamit na gamit yung hanger para lang ihang yung mga gamit ng mga or mga gawa ng mga estudyante mo. So, mobiles are an interesting way to display students' craft work like wood carving or small models. Words displayed in English on one side and vernacular on the other can also be displayed in mobile. So, maraming examples dito. Meron ding using mats. Coconut leaves. So, nasa sa atin talaga kung paano maging creative. Dapat wide or broad yung pag-iisip natin. 'Di ba? Kung paano gawin ito, kung anong dapat natin gawin, anong kulay, para naman magiging sabi nila eye-catching sa mga bata. Then, where the wall space is unsuitable for display, attach a mat to the wall to create more display space. You could make a portable display stand using a wooden frame of soft wood or bamboo with a thick pandanus mat nailed permanently to it. This can be used as a divider in your room and is useful when small groups are working on different activities. So there's a lot of example here. So ito mat attached to the wall, large display area, wall unsuitable for attaching display. So ganyan. Then, multi-grade teacher may find it useful to have several blackboards in the classroom. They can be fixed to the wall, maybe at a low level for smaller children or mobile, so they can be moved around the room. So, pwede rin daw na mas maraming or magkakaroon ka ng iba't ibang blackboard sa classroom. Kasi pwede din to magagamit natin as display areas natin kung saan ilalagay natin yung iba't ibang gamit ng mga bata. 'Di ba? Para at least naman kung meron tayong ipapasagot sa kanila, pwede din gamitin 'to. Isulat-sulat lang nila, 'di ba? So ito, yan, makikita niyo diyan sa examples. Then meron tayo ditong room to move. So in the multi-grade classroom, grouping students in different ways will require different seating arrangement. So ito nga, sabi ko kanina, nagre-require talaga pag sa multi-grade classroom ng iba't ibang seating arrangement. Kasi meron din naman tayong iba't ibang groupings, iba't ibang ways ng pag-groupings. So, kailangan talaga ng iba't ibang seating arrangement talaga. So, meron dapat talaga tayong space for them. Kasi hindi naman pwede sa buong araw ay magsisiupo lamang sila. Kailangan din naman nilang mag-move. So, kailangan din natin meron tayong gana para sa kanila, 'di ba? Mga palaro o kaya naman mayroong mga activity na konektado din sa ating topic, ganon. So in the traditional classroom, all desks are lined up facing the blackboard and the teacher works from the front of the room. So kasagari or kadalasan, yan talaga yung sa traditional, 'di ba? Then in a multi-grade classroom, it is difficult for the teacher to organize group work if the classroom is set up like this. So there are many different ways to arrange your classroom, but you should consider the following. So sa traditional classroom, hindi pwedeng ganun lang palagi sa ngayon. So kailangan talaga natin ng iba't ibang arrangement para naman ma-organize din yung mga group work. So merong iba't ibang dapat na i-consider natin. So there are 5. Una ay, you will need a floor space where the whole class can gather for activities led by teachers. So, ito na. Kailangan talaga, di ba kanina paulit-ulit na lang talagang sinasabi na kailangan talaga yung space for them. Kung meron naman yung watermelon, yung ganon. Di naman pwedeng nandun lang sila sa sa mga upuan nila. Pwede naman din dun sa may space at yung teacher ang nagli-lead at marami pang iba. So this can be grouped together, 2 or 3 facing each other for group work. The students are facing each other to encourage them to talk together and work cooperatively. So pwede naman din na 2 or 3 sa isang desk or face. Pwede din nag-inatbangay sila for them to work, labi na pag may groupings. Then, divide your classroom into areas. Example, whole class area, library corner, learning centers, small group work, and individual work areas. Every classroom will be different and the space you have will be dependent on the number of the students in your classroom. So there is no one way to go out about this task. If you're not sure, try it out and see. So divide your classroom into areas. So kung ano lang yung magiging, di ba nakikita natin or yung meron ngang sumikat na classroom na dati na napakaganda, napaka-eye-catching talaga na iba't ibang areas. Meron siyang library corner, meron siyang learning centers, meron siyang small group, meron siyang sa math, sa reading, sa Filipino, so ganun. Dapat naka-divide lahat yung classroom mo para sa kanila. For them to work, for them para sa activity din nila, and sa iba't iba pa. Then the use of a low cupboard or bookshelf or a partition can help divide the room into different sections. Be sure that you can see all the students if you do this. So, as a teacher, kapag gagawa ka nito ng iba't ibang cupboard, bookshelf, so dapat you see to it na makikita mo pa rin yung mga estudyante mo. Hindi yung natatabunan ka na. 'Di ba? Minsan sa kadami ng sa pagiging creative mo, hindi mo na nakikita yung mga estudyante mo. So, dapat ay makikita mo pa rin sila. So, you see to it to yourself na makikita mo pa rin sila. And lastly, be prepared to change your room arrangement when necessary. So, malaki talagang ang patience for you as a teacher kasi kailangan mo ugali-ugaliin na papalitan yung arrangement mo. So, may mga example dito like for storage. So sa storage, meron tayong example dito, di ba? Students need easy access to books and materials. So facilities for storage will vary. Many classrooms will be short of space and won't have purpose-built storage units. Here are some hints. So ito yung mga iba't ibang hints. So store similar things together. Collect similar size containers, for example, margarine, ice cream containers, plastic boxes, or strong cartons of all shapes and sizes. So kahit ano yung makita or pwede mong gamitin ay kunin mo na lahat. Yan, para naman magamit mo. Kasi hindi pwede naman lahat ang binibili mo o kaya yung mga kahoy lahat nilalagay mo para kung paano mo to i-organize yung room mo. So, pwede ka naman gumagamit ng yung mga nakikita mo lang, yung pwedeng gamitin, di ba? Like ng mga examples nito. Then, label clearly all storage areas. The students could complete this task as a language activity. Then, let the students share in the storage activities. They should know where and how things are stored. Students should be given the job of maintaining the storage area. So, kanilang storage area din, pwede mo rin sa kanila ito ipagawa. Kumbaga kung saan nila dapat ilagay yung mga papel nila. Para naman for them na malaman nila kung saan nakalagay yung mga gagamitin nila, kung saan nila ilalagay or saan nila kukunin yung mga gagamitin pa nila. So at least alam na nila kung saan ito nakalagay or naka-store. Then, check storage areas regularly and throw out things you didn't need. So, dapat i-check mo lagi yung storage area. At kung merong mga papel na hindi na kailangan o meron doon na hindi na kailangan, ay itapon mo na. Then, useful storage. If you have some things you wish to keep but are not using at the moment, put them into storeroom if the school has one. Don't clutter up your classroom with them. So, useful storage. Kung meron ka namang hindi mo kayang itapon na sa tingin mo ay pwede mo pang magagamit, pwede mo itong ilagay sa store room. Then personal space. Make sure every student has personal storage space for their own things. It could be a container properly labeled and stored on a shelf. So dapat meron talagang personal space or personal storage ng mga bata para naman doon nila ilagay lahat ng mga activities or mga personal na gamit nila. Then, cleaning. Make sure personal storage units are cleaned out regularly. If not, their space will end up piled with all sorts of rubbish, taking up valuable space. Make time for a clean up every few weeks. So cleaning, dapat ay linisan nila lagi ito. Para naman maganda tingnan. Kasi kapag hindi nila ito nalinisan, syempre, iba't ibang papel yung nakalagay doon. Hindi naman importante. Then, but I have no room or resources ito, kadalasan. Kasi walang room raw, walang resources. So, multi-grade classes need resources to operate efficiently. But in PNG schools, these are often limited. It is important that the teachers be creative in thinking of ways to make and collect resources. During your time as a student teachers, you will be making and collecting many resources that will assist you when you finally take up your teaching position. So during your pag student teachers ka, ma-exercise ka na talaga. So malalaman mo na yung mga iba't ibang resources. So as a teacher, you need to collect different ways of resources. Kasi magagamit at importante ito lalo na sa multi-grade classroom or kung ikaw ay isang multi-grade teacher. So how can I increase the amount of resources in my classroom? So meron tayong example dito, no? Ask the students to bring along anything disregarded from home that might be used of. Ask the parents if they can get access to scrap materials from their work, or perhaps ask their friends. Many businesses are willing to help local schools. All business cards make perfect word bank cards. So, yun may yung mga iba't ibang resources. Pwede mo i-ask yung mga students mo na baka merong mga hindi na ginagamit yung mga parents mo doon sa kanilang bahay na pwede naman dalhin ng mga bata kasi magagamit mo pa iba't ibang scrap materials. Then, pwede din sa mga friends, ganon. Then, you may have to provide some necessities such as mats for the floor, laptops for the table. So, of course, as a teacher, so dapat meron din mga mat, no? Ang ating sahig. Hindi lang yung, kasi mas maganda rin tingnan to pag may mat eh. Then sa table, dapat meron mga tablecloth, yung ganon. Meron kang ilalagay para mas maganda. O kaya gawin mo ng parang ginagawa mo bahay yung classroom mo. Then use easily accessible materials the most. Cardboard is an excellent material for making work cards, display areas, portable desktop. So students can learn their books on whilst working. So gamit na gamit talaga itong cardboard kasi pwede mo gamitin pang display areas, work cards, o kaya naman portable desktops. Then lastly, think creatively. Ask yourself, what use could I make of this? So you always ask yourself like this, no? Kung paano. Dapat magiging creative ka talaga, thinker. Then, ito, merong picture dito na example ng classroom. 'Di ba? Nakikita nyo? Yan. See? So, yan. Yan yung topic natin for this day. I hope you learned something from me. Sana naiintindihan niyo ako. Kasi iniintindi ko kayo, Charles. May ganun, ma'am. So, yun lang lahat, yung organizing the multi-grade classroom. I hope you learn and stay safe always. Good luck and God bless. Keep safe always, guys. Love lots. Bye.